My buddy found this at a junk shop, and we're stuck on what it might be. We put some batteries in it, and all that came on was a red indicator light. We thought it might be a rangefinder, but a surveying online group doesn't agree. Any help would be greatly appreciated. It's an infrared illuminator for a Soviet Cyclop 1 night vision monocular, a first-generation Soviet night vision technology. It was developed around the late 1970s to early 1980s and designed primarily for infantry observation at night, although it could also be mounted to certain small arms with adapters. I have one just like that. I bought in Berlin about a year after the wall came down. It doesn't work very well. We've come a long way since then. What is this thing found 100 feet underground in an old cave? It's a rusted metal, about 2 feet tall with pipes attached. The white thing is an electrical wire wrapped around it. What is it for? It's a 19th century hydraulic ram pump, a simple and automatic water pumping device that uses the energy of falling water to lift a smaller amount of that water to a higher elevation without electricity, fuel, or an engine. Water flows downhill from a source like a spring or stream into the pump. The flow builds speed and pressure, and a waste valve suddenly closes. This creates a pressure spike, or water hammer. The pressure forces some water through a check valve into an air chamber, and then up through the delivery pipe. Then the cycle repeats automatically. What is this large metal abandoned object located in a fairly secluded wooded area on the Gosford House estate, a 19th century manor house in East Lothian, Scotland? Probably about 6 feet from one leg to the opposite leg, about 12 feet tall, and it looks like it's sat on blocks rather than sat in concrete. If anybody has any idea, it would be appreciated. It's the cupola from the Gosford House. Here's an old photo that shows it was originally on the top of the dome. The reason the cupola of Gosford House was removed is tied to a combination of fire damage during wartime occupation and subsequent structural decay. Gosford House was built in the late 18th century. During the Second World War, the house was requisitioned by the British Army. Under that occupation, a fire broke out reportedly during a party inside the house that severely damaged the main rooms of the central block. After the fire, the damage was extensive, and the building suffered from dry rot, a fungal decay that affects wooden structures when exposed to damp and neglect. Because of that combination, fire damage and dry rot, the roof of the central and northern block was deemed unsafe or unsalvageable, and was therefore partly removed. What is this string of plastic numbered oval beads found on the counter in a medical exam room? My own cardiologist didn't recognize them, but we agreed it is not likely to be the obvious sexy item. Nothing is rattling inside them, the cloth cord is connecting them, and they slide on the cord. They feel light, but each bead seems solid, and some numbers rubbed off from use. Has anyone seen such a thing, or knows its purpose? It's an orchidometer, a medical instrument used to measure the volume of the testicles. It was introduced in 1966 by Swiss pediatric endocrinologist Andrea Prader of the University of Zurich. The beads are compared with the testicles of the patient, and the volume is read off the bead that matches most closely in size. If the testicles are too small or not growing, it may indicate delayed puberty or hormonal problems. Testicular size correlates with sperm-producing tissue. Smaller than normal testicles can mean reduced sperm production. This is why urologists measure volume when assessing male infertility. Very large testicles, though rare, can be related to certain genetic or endocrine conditions. What is this metal ornamental comb-type thing bought in Portobello Road Market in London many years ago? The spikes on the top and on each end are sharp enough to hurt. There are what look like either butterflies or sea creatures etched into the metal. Same on both sides. It's a pretty heavy item, so I can't imagine it being used as an actual comb. The closest I've come to an answer is a horse comb, but even then, it seems hugely impractical. I've never found out what it is, so any help would be appreciated. It's a late 19th to early 20th century Miao comb, a ceremonial comb from the Miao people of southwest China, meant to symbolize a dragon or buffalo horn. These combs were worn during festivals and weddings, inserted into elaborate hairstyles, and were symbolic of luck, beauty, and wealth. What kind of pie was this aluminum pan used for? It was found in a house built in 1910 in rural Utah. My mom found this when she moved into a house that has been in the family since it was built. It is clearly a pie plate, but why would it have the strange waffle-designed circle in the middle? The bottom of the plate has no distinctive markings other than the indent in the middle. The texture of the pan would make it very difficult to take out a cake that was baked in it. Let me know what you think. It's a mid-century nut bowl, used for cracking open nuts, missing a matching hammer. Here's a 1950s advertisement for one. My mom has this out every Christmas for walnuts. Nuts sit around the center, and you crack them open on the center part with the hammer. My friend got this from a thrift shop and they have no clue what it is. The middle is rough yarn, similar to the kind on cat scratchers, and the yarn part spins like a rolling pin. Someone said it looks like a fancy boot brush or a shoe polisher, but I doubt it. Since it rolls, your boot would just roll off with it. Any suggestions? It's a 1950s rolling pin footrest, a type of footrest to relieve gout. It was intended for the user to roll their foot back and forth while seated. The rolling motion helped loosen tissue and was considered therapeutic. It did not treat gout, but it provided comfort before modern medications were common. What are these 1 through 300 metal tags found in an old 1920s icebox? The copper wires are there just to hold the whole stack together. The box is one of the family antiques, but nobody remembers what the tags are for. They look like plated steel tags, but this is only a guess because there's no rust. They're marked Aurora, Illinois Ace Steel Equipment Company. I would really like to just know more about them and what they were for. These are 1940s locker tag numbers, made by the All Steel Equipment Company in Aurora, Illinois. Here's one just like it. Aurora made steel lockers and other storage containers. The company was founded in 1912. Their line of office furniture was wildly successful, and by 1966, it was the third largest producer of steel office furniture worldwide. Its products are known for durability, and many are still in use while others have been restored by antique furniture dealers. What is this variable speed motor found in a super old university? The only text I could make out on it was the patent date of February 18th, 1918, and variable speed motor. I couldn't get any other pictures. There are VHS tapes for scale. Any ideas? Please let us know down in the comments. Thanks for watching. Let's make life fun.